I was in the store and I saw pork loin, and this is a boneless pork loin, and it was on sale, basically $2 a pound, $1.98 a pound. So I snapped that up, and even though it's really cold outside, well, too cold for me to want to go and smoke this pork loin outside or to grill it, and I've got to go to work, I thought to myself, I'm going to buy this, and it's a very big piece of meat. This is twice the size of the little ones the regular size ones that you find. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it, I don't know if it'll be exactly in half, but I'm going to cook about half of it or maybe a little more today and freeze up the rest and take the other out for another time. But what I'm going to do today, since I'm a little short on time for taking care of things, is I'm going to put it in my crock pot, and first I'm going to put in some onions, then I'll put in the pork. I'll put the fat side down, which is, it really doesn't even have a lot of fat. The great thing about a pork loin is that it's a pretty lean piece of meat, so when I cook it in the crock pot, it's not like a pork shoulder that has a ton of fat and you'll end up eating a lot of fat. This does not have nearly the amount of fat in it, so it's a pretty lean piece of meat. I'm also going to put, along with the onions, I'm going to put chopped garlic. I'm going to put some hot sauce, some liquid smoke. You find this in the gravy section of your grocery stores. I'm going to put some sea salt, and I'm going to put some freshly ground pepper on top, and then I'm going to let it cook probably 6 hours or so. Then I'm going to put some of my favorite barbecue sauce in, and it'll be delicious. There's the onions in the crock pot. I haven't turned it on yet, but you'll notice I do chop my onions kind of fine. This is going to be a pulled pork, and I'm going to put mine on a bun. I think my husband's going to eat his without a bun, and then we'll have some sides, a salad, and some other things to go with it. Well, I noticed that this pork, the plastic that's holding it, has a lot of moisture in it, and if there's one thing I don't like is cleaning up a big mess. That's why I put it on top of the newspaper. Then I decided to put a kikuchi sheet underneath because I have a feeling when I cut into that, we're going to have a soupy mess. About there. Whoop, yep, it's a gusher. Cuts very easily, nice tender meat, no bones. I didn't feel any gristle, just goes on down. To get the fat cap, it's a little tougher to cut through. Again, this is a pork loin, nice piece of meat. All right, so I've actually ended up cutting this piece of pork into two. Put it in the crock pot on top of the onions, and now I'm going to add some other things. I'm going to add some chopped garlic. If you don't have the chopped garlic, you should buy some. It's pretty good. Keeps quite a while in the fridge and adds a nice little punch to different things that you're making. Then you can also use garlic powder. If you use garlic salt, keep in mind that you're adding salt as well as garlic. Some hot sauce. Ooh, give it some flavor. And then the liquid smoke, which you can find in the gravy section of all places. Put a few drops in however you like it. And this happens to be the mesquite, and it comes in hickory as well. And some salt. I've already gone ahead and turned my crock pot on just to get things moving. I don't like to add a lot of salt, just a little sea salt, give it a nice flavor. People can always add salt later to flavor. Some pepper. All right, I've got to go to work, so cook good. I'll be back later. See, it really doesn't have a lot of fat on it, even with the fat cap up. There's not a lot of fat in this meat, not a lot of waste, and I can't wait to eat it later on tonight. All right, I came home from work, been gone several hours. This has been in the crock pot. This pork loin has been in the crock pot. It was on high. So it's been almost 7 hours. And it was boiling away. I just went ahead and turned it down to warm, but it's still going pretty good. I'm going to take a look at it. Yeah, I don't think you need to add any water to this. It seems to have its own juice in there. You pull it in the crock pot. See how it's going to come right apart. Or you can take it out. You just want to be careful not to make a big mess when you take it out and splash it, because I'm sure you don't want all of this on your clothes. You could actually reduce that, because that's a lot of moisture in there. But anyway, yeah, so this looks really good. And then I'm gonna put some sauce in it, pull it apart. Let's see. It's good. Really delicious. So anyway, that's what 7 hours or almost 7 hours in the crock pot will do for a pork loin. Looks delicious. All right, so what I think I'm going to do now is it's definitely ready to pull apart. It's cooked almost 7 hours, and I'm going to take the meat out and put it in a pan like this, and then pour. There's so much liquid in there. I'm going to pour the liquid into another pan like this so the liquid can cool, and then I'm going to put it through a separator to get out any fat and keep the good juices. I can feel with the fork this is nice and tender. Very nice. It's going to be a lot easier to pull it apart when it's not in all the liquid. And we have all the juices in that pan. We'll let them cool a little bit while I shred the pork up. And then we'll separate the grease. It actually doesn't look like there's a lot of grease in it. Just so you can see how easily this separates. Just pulls right out. All that lean pork looks really good. Looks real good. Yeah. That pulled so easily. Okay, so I just shredded it. It's pretty dry because I poured all the juice out. I'm going to pour some of the juice back in. Okay, I'm going to use some Stubbs Smoky Mesquite. And I'm also going to use some Sweet Baby Ray's. Use whatever kind of sauce you like. Alright, this doesn't even look like there's any fat in it, so I'm just going to pour a bunch of it. Do have some fat. Alright, so we're ready to eat. Ooh, that looks delicious. And just scoop some up. Nice and juicy. Have it with a side salad and some potato wedges that are in the oven still. I'm going to have my barbecue on a sub bun. These delicious. I love these. And I'm going to put a little more sauce on mine. Some people like to put coleslaw on theirs. Whatever you like. Looks delicious. Enjoy.